Well, it's recorded now, so we might as well say something.
I think that's the first time anyone started recording a podcast with a click.
With a click, yeah.
What BPM we at, Alex?
We are. It's only 120, but
classic.
the kicker there is that the project is actually set to 3/4.
Oh God.
So
I mean, we're both pretty illiterate anyway.
I think
so 3/4 sounds pretty good for us.
yeah. So who knows?
Right. So we are back. It is the second podcast of the year.
Technically third.
Technically third. Well, the first one we've recorded.
Yeah. Wait.
Because we are now on episode 6. Oh no, the second one we've recorded this year.
Yeah, because we did 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, we did. It's been a long.
Well,
month.
2 in 1 sitting.
Yeah. It's been a
Hence,
long.
technically, this is the third podcast of the year.
Episode 6. It's been a long month. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I barely know what day of the week.
To be honest, I've had a really quick month because I've been essentially just busy at work. I looked up and I went, "Oh shit, it's almost the end of the month."
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you on that. Like, I've been busy at work. I've been busy doing stuff outside, like doing various shenanigans. Some of which we'll cover, and obviously we've been prepping because we've got our first gig of the year tomorrow. Because today's podcast recording is dated the 26th of January.
Recording, yeah. But you know, there's like sometimes you'll have like days at work and you look up and you go, "Oh shit, it's almost time to go home."
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done nothing. Yeah, I've had like a month like that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Right, so we are at the end of January, which is fun, and obviously we're basically back into the regular swing of things because episode 5 was basically a bonus episode of shenanigans.
Yep. We will do a follow. I feel like we need to do a follow up to that as well
at some point. But yeah, right. Let's roll on to stuff that's been happening. So,
tell you what, first, can I do the podcast crack this time?
And now for a word from our sponsors.
Your sponsor here.
That was a good one. That was good.
Refreshing.
I'm not allowed to open cans anywhere in the microphones anymore since I'm eternally cursed.
Nope.
Right, so obviously we've been busy boys this month. So like, as a little bit of a catch up, obviously we spent last weekend sorting out our new live rig, which gets tested tomorrow. Which will
nice,
be,
yeah.
I'm kind of terrified.
I say nice like I've just found out what's going on. I built the thing.
Yeah, I'm somewhat terrified of us moving into like a full big rig space.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll be blessed.
Yeah, sound.
But yeah, and also last weekend I saw Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh yeah, you did.
In Sheffield.
What has been going on in your life, Steve, and that?
So we didn't get there for doors, so we missed Static Dress and Cassiette, unfortunately, because a few of my lot were coming from all over different places and stuff, so we all went together. And we're just kind of really bad with timekeeping sometimes.
Yep.
But we did get in time to see Bad Omens.
Yeah.
Bad Omens were good. I still don't know if I like them or not. Like, they got some good riffs at points.
They've got some songs that I like.
Yeah, I
wouldn't go. They wouldn't not like. I wouldn't go out of my way to put them on. But if someone turned them on, I wouldn't turn them off. That's kind of like a usual.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe because my mate had it on in the hotel room when we were waiting for people to get back because some of my lot went to the pop-up stall as well, which looked pretty cool. But I just could not. I just didn't have it in me to stand around and wait, especially because I don't really plan on buying anything because I'm basically on a merch ban at the moment. Because I have too many T-shirts.
So I've spoken to Connor about the weekend. Were you with Connor at any point? No.
Didn't manage to catch up with him.
Didn't manage to catch because Connor. So first of all, Connor said, I mean, he's not surprised, but apparently the Bring Me merch was expensive.
It was spenny. To be fair, most of it looks sick.
Yeah.
So there's
it's drop dead basically, isn't it?
Yeah, like you can say anything you want about Bring Me the Horizon and Ollie Sykes, but the fits do look good.
Yeah.
There's a few bits on Drop Dead I don't see the appeal of, but not my vibe. I'm not hating on it. But also the stuff that I really do like, because Berry got a really sick leather jacket.
Nice, fair enough.
This was the same one that Ollie Sykes sent to Hideo Kojima.
Of course, yeah. Of course,
It's a pretty good jacket. But yeah, no. So
he also said. So I'm speaking for Connor. He said he actually caught Static Dress and Cassiette. He said Static Dress pretty standard, like their first arena tour, so they were pretty clearly, obviously, just pretty hyped to be there.
Yeah.
They were like, big stage, big crowd.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Static Dress.
He said Cassiette were like 90% laptop.
Yeah, I've seen bits of Cassiette.
So obviously I can't speak because I wasn't there, but Connor just went. They were all right, but 90% laptop, and just left it there.
Yeah, I think when you're 90% laptop, it does. I mean, it's been mainly coming from us anyway. It does take a bit out of it unless you've got like a really solid like presence to back it. Because when I saw Star-Lord, it was laptop and Star-Lord.
Yeah, but it's Star-Lord, right?
Yeah, like exactly. So like I think that's it. But
there's certain places where 90% laptop is allowed.
So I think that if you're super into the stuff that Cassiette does, you probably think it was sick.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
No hate here.
First time seeing a band live, and then 90% laptop is a bit.
Yeah, and
almost like disheartening.
And if they don't catch you like that,
yeah,
then it ain't gonna work.
No point.
But obviously, no hate. We're not hating on anyone.
No.
But yeah, so obviously, like Bad Omens were pretty right. I get why they're popular. Like it's very easy to listen to metalcore. Like
yeah.
But yeah, and then Bring Me were just insane. Like the whole stage presence, like all the video stuff.
I've seen videos, I've heard things.
It was absolutely silly.
Apparently, Connor is a convert now.
Connor has been converted, and because he only went because his mum brought him a ticket.
But listen to how that sounds. His mum bought him a ticket to Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, because
not necessarily known as like a heavy band these days, but it's definitely a band with some. Your mum wouldn't be into that.
Unless it's Connor's mum.
Unless it's... Yeah. I'm not saying all mums aren't into that, but it's a typical... they have been known previously to do the shouty.
Yeah. It's not very often you get the cool mum. So, or it is, I wouldn't know. My mum likes country music. So, not that there's any... Though I do love country, which is fair. But, it was good. Very interesting experience in the crowd, though, because I was in stand-in.
Of course.
Because I have no care for my well-being as a person.
Yep.
One guy tried to start on us because we were being a bit too rowdy. We were stood near the sound desk. And obviously, like, my big group mates, there's like fucking 10 of us. So there's a lot of us. And we're obviously, like, hyped off each other and just being, like, we're just trying to have fun. And this guy legitimately tried to start on us.
Really?
What? Yeah, so I kind of clocked it that I can't remember who he went for. But he basically approached and was just, like, basically mouthing off that we were having fun.
I've heard things about this.
And so the thing is, I kind of stepped in the way, and also his mate grabbed him, and managed to calm him down. I was just like, look, I'm sorry, dude, but like we are here to have fun. But I did bump into his mate at court later that night, and he like profusely apologized.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, it happens. He just had a bit too much to drink and decided to be a bit of a dickhead. But yeah, also we were still like halfway back, but also at the same time, you're in standing. There is like
it's a standing at. I'm pretty sure we said something on this like this before. You're in standing at a metal. It's the people that got annoyed for Alpha Wolf for Lucky calling them out.
It's not like we were crowd clear or anyone.
No. The
only injuries we sustained were to ourselves. Yep. I got dropped by my own friend.
Yep.
One of my mates has it's like a hairline fracture and a sternum.
Oh no, I did hear about this. Oh God.
So the only injuries that were sustained to anyone were by ourselves to ourselves.
Nice.
But we had a nice time. So yeah, it was sick. Definitely 10 out of 10. Even if you're on the fence, but you like some of Bring Me stuff, go and see Bring Me live. Because it's a full stage show. It's everything front to back is just.
How were the old visuals for the show?
Oh, it's mental, mate. Like some of the visuals were different. Like at Download, they had like a massive Cerberus.
Yeah.
And at this one, there was like an angel that apparently killed the Cerberus. I got it explained to my mate Luke.
Oh, so there's Bring Me lore
there's
now.
Lore! I don't know what's going on, but there's lore. So if you actually went through the past couple of albums, like all the next gen stuff, has lore.
Fair enough. Didn't realize, but
I've not really looked into it that deep.
But no, the reason I ask about the visuals is because I want to give a big up to Goonsy, Bleed From Within, who's been working with Bring Me for ages. And turns out this is his side job or his other job. Is to do like full rendering and visuals for Bring Me.
I've watched him do a few videos like explaining how he's done some of the Bleed stuff, and it's stuff that I'd like to get into.
Oh yeah,
but I'd have no idea where to start. And also, he does do artwork as well, doesn't he?
Less. Oh, it's more like graphics.
Yeah, I can't draw, so that's
no. But no, you don't have to, because with stuff like graphics, you just get a computer to draw for you.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, it's just like you basically put it in fucking like measurements. You got gridding and like much as you edit music to a grid. You can edit photos to a grid and you can do graphics to a grid. And you get a computer to help you out.
Yeah, no, that sounds cool.
So,
maybe something to look into if we could ever afford a video wall.
Start with Blender.
Oh god, no! I've seen
Blender 3D rendering.
I don't. I think I'd rather just pay someone to do it.
I mean, fair enough.
But yeah, so that actually. Something that I also saw one of my favourite sad bands a few days before. I saw
Spanish love songs.
Spanish love songs. Yeah. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Completely different vibe to gigs I'm used to going to.
I can imagine.
Because compared to like when I see the One Years, which is like very rowdy. But
still sad.
But still sad. And also positive at points. It was literally just a bunch of people stood about singing the songs. Kind of similar to when I saw Aaron West. So it was cool, but a very different vibe, especially because me and my mate Jack were a bit more mental. So we were like stood near the back because it was sold. But you know how like when rescue rooms have sold out shows, it always seems more sold than it should be.
Oh yeah. Like was this also a famous Nottingham venue that I ran by the same?
For legal reasons, we're not going to carry on the conversation. But so essentially it was just like it felt like it was like needed a bit more standing room because we were like getting like really into it, but the other people around us weren't so bothered. If we could get further down the front, we might have found more people like us. Judging by what the vocalist said, because at one point he just stopped in between songs and just kind of went, "This is a very like intrinsic crowd." I'm paraphrasing, I'm sorry. Is like, over here there's a shirtless guy trying to start a mosh pit and over there's a guy crying.
Were you the guy crying, Stephen?
He couldn't see me because I'm 5'0" and I stood at the back.
Okay.
So but that is essentially that was it. But that was like, so those are my two different vibes for that week, and this week all I've done is sleep. So
fair enough.
How about
your week has been more interesting than more podcast interesting than mine. My week is since we did the last one, stuff has been very interesting, but it's mostly due to work, and I just won't bore people with the details of my job.
Perfectly fine. But anyway.
But speaking of Bring Me the Horizon, I have a headline.
My headline also ties into Bring Me the Horizon.
Is it by any chance Jordan Fish?
No, mine's more to do. Okay, we'll go with your bit first.
Okay, so I have a bit. I've got a small bit about Jordan Fish. It's only little, but he's been spotted in LA.
I did see this, and I actively didn't message you about it because we've now hit the point where we can't talk to each other
because we run a podcast. But do you know who with?
Well, I do, but I'm gonna do like the fake surprise, and I'll be like,
okay, all right, I'll build it up for you. Spirit Box.
Fucking course. To be fair, when we were spitballing bands he should get with.
Spirit Box is a brilliant choice.
Spirit Box never crossed my mind, but they are the most logical band because
absolutely.
They can do all the poppy elements, and Courtney's got pipes.
Yep.
And they are also very in the metal world, and they have a lot of electronic elements.
Yeah,
anyway.
they have. They've even more so recently. They've ventured over towards the North Laney almost like dance mixtures.
So, and considering that Spirit Box have announced their first UK tour, essentially, because I don't think they've been in the UK previously.
No, they have. It sold out immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
this one that they've just done.
With
Brand of Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that was their first run of UK.
I thought you on about one that they got coming up.
No, because we couldn't get tickets to that either, could we?
No, we probably couldn't because it was again sell out in about 30 seconds.
So the fact that their first foray into like America, Europe, and the UK, and like everywhere else they go, they're already basically headlining straight away, selling out everything straight away. Now they've got Jordan Fish, and we've seen what happened when Jordan Fish
joined Bring Me the
Horizon. So I would not be surprised within the next couple of years, Spirit Box are just an arena band.
Yeah,
just straight up,
they just will be. I was just trying to think in my mind who they would probably. Who would like to see them touring with?
I'm sorry. Well,
at that kind of level.
I mean, considering the fact that when they came over and they had Brand of Sacrifice as main support, book who you want.
No, I mean that's very good. I mean, Brand of Sacrifice are a big band to us, but realistically,
no one knows who they are.
No, exactly.
So come back again and put Bring Me the Horizon on it. Brand of Sacrifice in arenas. and then we'll talk. But to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if like the next one was like a EU run with Bring Me and Spirit Box.
Bring Me Spirit Box would be a good one.
Although it'd be very awkward backstage.
Have they done Architects yet? Have they talked with Architects?
It's happening in Europe at the moment.
Architects, there you go. I was going to say Architects would be a very good fit as well.
Yeah, it's I think it's Loathe, Spirit Box, and Architects.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mad because
North Lane I would like to see because their styles are very similar.
Yeah. So that is we'll call it now. Spirit Box going to be massive in like a couple of years because. Especially if you think of like the pop elements and obviously having a female vocalist, somehow that just raises the stakes a bit easier.
Who knows?
Because the music industry is horrendously sexist. And also, Courtney can sing really well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
if they do more softer stuff, dead easy onto Radio 1 daytime.
Yeah.
So it's like Architects and Bring Me got onto Radio 1 daytime, but that took them a bit longer. Spirit Box, one semi-soft song, straight in.
Yeah.
And done. Like, easy. But yeah, cool.
Yeah,
right.
no, that was my headline.
Yeah, no, that's a solid
So I'll
one.
let you give a headline.
It also centers around Bring Me the Horizon.
This seems to be a common theme these days.
A common theme at the moment. So essentially, metalcore Twitter started popping off.
That's also a common theme.
As it does. But it's because Machine Gun Kelly now has a signature guitar with Schecter.
Of course he does.
I might have sent you a picture of it, but it's...
I don't think you did.
Oh, did I not? So essentially...
You'll get a live reaction.
Because Machine Gun Kelly is an absolute edgelord. Somehow he's got... but to be fair, because he is quite big,
Yeah.
he has been allowed to have a signature guitar with Schecter.
I mean, it probably will sell. Let's be real.
It's $1,500, but it looks like that.
Not a fan. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's essentially what everyone on the internet went. They just went, why? And
But also, who at Schecter? Not gonna lie, Schecter are well established, like guitar company. Who at Schecter went? Yeah, that's a good idea.
And the worst thing is, you know how like when there's like signature guitars, there's always like the big boy version, which is that one, which is $1,500. Yeah, and then there's the lower models for people who the target audience are. Because like my first proper guitar I got was a Kerry King signature.
Yep.
Massive flying V, but it was only like £300 because it was like the most basic BC Rich. That's the entry model. That one doesn't have an entry model, so who's buying it?
For $1,500? I don't know.
And like, unless it's like really obsessed MGK fans who somehow have.
To be honest,
money.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is $1,500 because Schecter don't think they won't sell as many units.
But they could just do like 20 and make them cheap.
But they have to make it worth. So for those who haven't seen the guitar, it is silver, it is square. Right, and when I say square, I don't mean like Telecaster square. I mean square.
It's got the tiniest body known to man, and it looks like a razor blade, which obviously a lot of people kicked off at because one, the guitar looks shit.
Yeah, that's it.
And two, MGK's entire thing is because he's tried to enter into the alternative scene, and his whole like a lot of his lyrics are about like emo girls and this and they're like it's always super base level like attempts at being alternative, and so it's got a bad taste in everyone.
So me when my business brain goes, they probably had to make it that to cover the cost of developing this thing and make sure that it works, because it's not like they've taken like a standard kind of base model, giving it to the artist, being like, "What do you think? What would you change?
Yeah, like
we'll make all the custom changes on it. Put your name on it."
You mean like people who actually play guitar?
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Like the guy knows like 3 power chords, and he's got this like really stupidly looking guitar. Whereas like people like the guys from Periphery and stuff, like people and every other band in the world who have signatures.
So people that would buy a guitar like that, it will be a collectible to them. They'll put it on a wall. They'll put it in a case or something like that, and they'll go, "I have MGK signature guitar." Fine, whatever. Do what you want to do.
1 of 5.
But so, and the reason, like you said, there is the big tier of guitar, and then there's the small tier of signature guitar. The small tier is the collectible. That's when you pay £300 for the collectible guitar.
Or you're like an enthusiast.
Yeah,
like you play guitar and that's your thing.
And the big tier is because usually they work with the artist to make them actual good guitars.
Yeah.
Like when you buy a signature guitar at that level, you know it's because it's an artist that you like, a guitarist that you like, has worked with a company to build this guitar and actually make it like a decent guitar to play.
Like it's not like bolt on neck. It's got like proper set through. Like it's made out like expensive wood.
And it's the exact specification that the artist that you like, which is the reason for having a signature guitar, has put this together. I don't play guitar myself, but I can't see many guitarists paying 1,500 because it's probably a good guitar to play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, also on the flip side of that, me going back to me getting a Kerry King V when I was like 15. Bit of parenting advice. Don't let your kids do that. Ever. Because as I got older, even though I stopped playing guitar in a band, a V is not practical.
No.
At all. Just, if your kid wants a stupid spiky guitar, tell them no. And point them towards...
And get one that can sit on the floor.
Point them towards the LTD, lower end, because also, they're actually better. BC Rich, low ones are terrible.
Point them towards the Strat shape or the Telecaster shape that can fit in a normal case. Or that can fit
any other shape in the world.
That can lean up against the wall without having to be at a weird angle.
It doesn't take somebody out if you turn around too quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the beginning of it. So we'll move on from my terrible guitar buying choices. So obviously this happened, and obviously everyone went, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
So this is where it ties into the Bring Me tour.
Oh, okay.
The vocalist Ollie from Static Dress, there was two people on the tour called Ollie.
Yeah.
Wild. But the vocalist from Static Dress basically tweeted at it and was just like, "Yo, this is shit." And it turns out that MGK is one of those people who actively searches his name on Twitter to beef with people.
Oh, like Ronnie Radke.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. Basically tweeted back at him he looked at the guy's profile, saw he was in a band, but obviously didn't have that many followers and stuff, and he wasn't like verified, and just went, "Oh, coming from a man in a band who's not even made it," and everyone just went, "He's literally opening for Bring Me the Horizon." And then there was footage of him on stage with Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah. That was the bit I forgot to mention. The amount of goddamn guest features at the Bring Me.
I have seen this. So I know that Sheffield, they had Alex from Malevon.
Yup.
They had what's his face, the guy that a lot of people don't like. Somewhere they had he's done it. Oh, he did Youngblood.
Yeah, they had Youngblood in London. I hate Youngblood. For no particular reason. I just don't like him.
I'm not a fan of the guy either. I watched the whole thing. I happened to come across like a whole thing on like Kerrang again. Kerrang TV. It was against it. Like
it was against my will. Oh no, I remember. It was when we were at the Dog.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It wasn't like. Well, no, it wasn't against him. Obviously, it was Kerrang. They were just like they had him on as a feature, and he was playing.
And everything he said was cringe.
And yeah,
it was
just wasn't a fan.
Anyway, I don't want to waste any more time giving that man my energy.
No, fair enough.
Yeah, and they had like Noah from Bad Omens came out for those shows, which was cool, and stuff like that. I think stuff like that absolutely top tier.
I think it's cool how they had different cities had different features as well. So obviously Sheffield, Malevolence are Sheffield guys, Bring Me are Sheffield guys.
Yeah.
It just made sense to have
I think
someone from
stuff like that is just really cool. But anyway, I digress for my little tangent there. So obviously then that started happening and everyone's like, this guy's actually in a band that are on tour with Bring Me. So I'm not really quite sure what you're getting at. Yeah, they're only the opener, but shut your mouth. And then of course, who else would wade into a Twitter debate? Ronnie Radke!
Ronnie Radke.
He started coming to the defense of MGK for some reason.
No, because he's the guy the guy to back if you want more press.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, I mean also like Ronnie Radke is just, if metalcore was the WWE, Ronnie Radke is just the ultimate heel.
Yeah, no, of course he is.
He's just out here just like so for no reason. Ronnie Radke started beefing with everyone.
Yeah,
and then he then got into beef with this death metal band, who I can't pronounce. I'm going to attempt it. Sangwisgubog. Sangwisgbog.
Oh, yeah, no, I keep hearing that.
And then there was allegedly going to be a fight, and it was all back and forth. It was a really funny 48 hours, but I've also learned that Ronnie Radke also just Googles his own name to start.
Yeah, he's probably got one of those alerts that pops up every time. Anytime something to do with him is trending.
But to be fair, if that's how he wants to spend his time, more Tim. Because there was that meme that went around. It's just like, if you're in a band and how do you want to get promo? Start beef with Ronnie on Twitter. And I did share that meme and jokingly went, it's on the list when the EP drops.
Yeah.
But I think I might go at a different angle.
Well, you're going to try and be friends with the guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like everyone else is going through the attack route, yeah. Like,
personally don't like him, but go for it, mate. If you want to be friends with Roddy Radke, I can't stop you.
Because like, what's the worst that could happen?
You become friends with a dick.
Have you met me?
Yeah, to be fair, I am friends with a dick, Stephen.
Yeah, but because I was like, what? Because like, what is the worst that happens? He retweets the single and goes,
Yeah,
these guys are actually sick.
And you know what I keep saying on the podcast?
The game's the game.
The
guy's selling out like arenas and stuff in the States.
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen? He retweets and goes, I think this band's cool. Then all of his fans start listening to it. Oh no, what a shame.
Yeah, fair enough.
The game's the game.
The game is the game.
Like, I don't agree with a lot of things Ronnie Radke says or does, but the game's the game.
Yeah.
I too would like to have enough time and money that I can sit on Twitter beefing with people all day. But unfortunately, I have to go to a day job.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
So I don't have time to beef with people on the internet over random shit. So, not that I would spend all my free time doing that. That's a bit of a... It's a whatever.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that was the whole thing with metalcore Twitter in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But speaking of metalcore Twitter and people with irrelevant opinions on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously Alpha Wolf dropped a track this week, didn't they?
Oh, with Ice-T, yeah.
With Ice motherfucking T.
Yeah.
Sucks to Suck, which is...
It's a banger.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's fucking
it slaps.
hard. So obviously I decided to go into the YouTube comments.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
I had to.
It's you.
There were people complaining about the Ice-T feature.
Why would... What are the complaints? I mean, just the context is the complaint.
I wrote down the quote near enough because I just looked at it and just went, "This is the dumbest thing. This is the most. There's no need for this."
Oh dear.
What's the point of getting Ice-T for a 3-line call out?
Because it's Ice-T.
Yes.
Body count. The whole of Body Count's like back catalogue is a 3-line call out from Ice-T over metal.
I mean, Body Count do bang.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I was like, that's the whole point of an Ice-T feature. He rolls in.
Also, why would you not want an Ice-T feature that says, "This is Alpha Wolf, motherfucker. You're gonna die.
Are you ready to die?" And then the breakdown is like, that's exactly what you'd want from an Ice-T feature.
Exactly.
So yeah, that was just something that I clocked, and I was just like, this person is stupid. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Yeah. The internet is stupid.
It's just... I realised that all I've got here for my notes is people complaining about things, because there's also another thing that I clocked people are annoyed about.
Oh, yeah?
So Korn have announced a run of shows, haven't they?
Have they?
Have you? Oh, you missed it. Oh, yeah. So,
I've been out of the loop on Korn for a little bit. I do like Korn, but...
So, unfortunately, I'm not going because it's over Bloodstock weekend.
Right,
which is a massive shame.
Yeah.
But it's like Korn, Loathe, annoyingly Wargasm.
Yeah.
And the main support is Denzel Curry.
What the fuck? I mean, to be fair, it's a big one for Loathe.
That's a big one for Loathe.
That's a big one. That Korn is a big one.
That's a big boy support slot, that is. But yeah, so then people are annoyed that Denzel Curry is supporting Korn. I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, why not?
Denzel Curry also played Outbreak Fest last year.
Exactly. Like
there's...
I have seen weirder supports. It's like I tell you weird supports because you're involved technically.
Yeah.
Davo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If anyone doesn't remember, well, it's a hugely British thing. MC Devo, who's played by a comedian, but like he is in character the whole time, would just tour the UK with his funny rap songs that made it viral on YouTube about 15 years ago.
Yeah, it was like old stuff of like rap songs about being a bloke and from a council estate.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Drinking special brew and getting whatever. Yeah. I don't even know. I miss...
He had like one big tune, and he used to like fight pigeons and that on the street for a video. But used to get metal bands
Yeah.
involved
Yeah,
on
yeah,
all of his shows.
Yeah, because we opened for him once,
Yeah.
which was really interesting.
Which is really surreal as well.
Yeah.
And I met the guy, and he stays in character like backstage.
Yeah.
It's like a weird, like more intelligent version of MC Devo,
Yeah.
but it's still Devo.
Yeah, because he's not committed to the bit at that point that he's written it down. He has to be in character, but
He has to be a little bit in character, but he was answering questions nicely, and he was to be fair, he was a nice guy, like a really nice guy.
So
he did show up because somehow ended up working one of his shows, the show that he did in Rescue Rooms, just by being there, and someone handed me an Access All Areas pass because they had to leave, and I went, okay, yeah, I guess I'll like just go help out backstage or whatever, and yeah, he turned up like 5 minutes before his set, handed the sound guy an iPod, went on for half an hour and left.
I mean,
claimed his money, and that was it.
I mean, whatever he's charging, he's making it.
Again, the game is the game.
The game is indeed the game. But yeah, that's all I've got for news. I apologise. It just seems to be completely negativity and aggression.
I have one more headline. That might cause something. Sleep Token were doxed on their Instagram.
This happened like a week and a bit ago,
It
and
did.
I'd already forgotten about it because of how clapped it was.
So I didn't see it until after it happened, and they had already blanked all their socials.
I didn't see. I mean, the social blanking had nothing to do with the doxing, but
No, but it was kind of a little bit of both because the way that they did it is that whoever it was took over their Instagram and posted these photos from there.
Oh my god, is that what happened?
Yeah. Do you not know this?
No,
This is why they cleared their socials.
Oh my god, I just logged onto Twitter and saw people tweeting about it. I didn't know that's what happened.
So someone basically, they managed to, I'm not sure entirely of the details of it, but they managed to get onto the Instagram and post like birth certificates and shit.
I have so many questions.
So do I. There's not actually that. I've Googled it just now so that I can like talk about it a little bit. There's not really much there because Sleep Token reacted quickly.
Sleep Token have got big boy money, which means they can afford big boy lawyers.
So essentially, what they did is they did a media blackout on their Instagram, and then just left. Some people were worried because they didn't see the initial thing of this, because they just left the bio tagline of "Nothing lasts forever."
Yeah, no,
and there was a bunch of people going, "Wait, are they like splitting or whatever?"
To be fair, that was funny because obviously everyone going, "Oh my god, I can't believe people have doxed Sleep Token."
Yeah,
because a lot of the Sleep Token fan base are completely unhinged, as we discussed
Yeah.
previously. So then you had all the unhinged people going, "Oh my god, have they broken up over this? It's not fair."
Yeah.
To which people have gone, maybe, just maybe, you should treat the artist with just a little bit more respect, because there are like yes, Sleep Token are anonymous.
Yeah.
If you have friends in the music industry, or you just do a little bit of Googling and a little bit of
this is it. So
you can work out who's in Sleep Token.
I've got two sides to this. So yes, like I'm not going to mention them, but we have a couple of friends in the industry, and there's someone who's pointed out who these members are, and then I've had it pointed out to me by other people who these members are.
Oh, you go on like r/metalcore. There's a couple of threads where they've found like.
I'm not going to name them myself.
We're not going to say anything.
It's not my place to name them, but you could also do a little bit of Googling. Some people have to be paid for the music that they've written. That's all I'll say.
But why would you go and get their fucking birth certificate?
Yeah.
What good is that to anyone?
That part.
That's illegal.
That part is weird, and so so the guy that like hacked him, he probably thinks he's like Billy Big Bollocks. Like, oh, look at me, I found out who Sleep Token are. Like I said, if you actually did some research, you could probably find out who they are.
And also, it doesn't matter.
This is mean. Like I quite like the fact that they're anonymous, because it just means that people are 100% focused on the image and the artistry.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter to me who is in Sleep Token.
And also, if you knew who they are, like I'm pretty sure other people have talked about this before. Like they're not like famous people.
No.
In the fact that the only fame that they have is that they're in Sleep Token. It's not like it's like it turned around and it's like the long lost son of like the secret son of Ozzy Osbourne,
Well,
or
it's-
you know, like
it's-
some
it's-
random shit. You know, they are Sleep Token.
Yeah, it's like when people were speculating that the vocalist from Sleep Token was the vocalist from Don Broco.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like, but it's not. Like,
Yeah, it's literally just some guys who've been in the scene, and then they came up with this idea for a
Yeah.
band, and then
And-
it turned out everyone really liked the band
and
because
turns
the
out
idea
they,
was sick.
and turns out they did it really well. Like,
Yeah.
it just shows that pure talent pure talent and hard work can pay off.
A
and
good idea.
rather than like a pay to win.
Yeah.
Pop artist.
A good idea will always trump everything else. It just happened to be that it worked out. This won't happen for every band. There's no guarantee because a lot of it is luck. But you know, the crux of the matter is if you're good,
yeah.
people will like it, and also.
but-
don't fucking dox people, you pricks!
And it, like yeah, like the weird, like I think I've heard from a couple places that the birth certificate was a thing, so I think it's true.
Yeah,
But
and to be fair, I don't care if it's true or not.
this is what I mean.
Dick move.
Yeah,
Why do we have to keep saying this? Don't be fucking dicks,
yeah.
man.
Just don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick.
Like if you want to know who Sleep Token are, you can, like I say, you can go and you could probably find who Sleep Token are.
Yeah, literally.
Like I've just said, people have to be paid for the music that they've
You know,
written.
you can literally Google it because there's this lass that I sometimes speak to who lives in the States who does not listen to metal at all. And I just went, oh, here's this band that I think you might like because they are not really that heavy at points.
Yeah.
And then she basically did a bit of Googling while in the same conversation and found a picture where it basically had pictures speculating who was in
yeah.
was in the band. And I just went, well, some of that's not right, actually.
Yeah.
And then just kind of left it at that. And I went, the whole point is, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't want to
I like the fact that
Yeah.
they don't reveal their names or their faces.
Yeah, I like a little bit of mystery and theatrical.
Yeah, leave them to it, man. Like, well, I mean, fair play. Sleep Token and their team acknowledged that something had gone on and their identities were somehow revealed or whatever. They blacked out their media to get rid of all that, and then acknowledged it again in the bio of their Instagram by saying nothing lasts forever, which basically means our identity, like, you know, the anonymous identity didn't last forever. And then that was it. Didn't say anything of it and moved on.
Yeah, that's it. And then obviously everyone had a panic attack, and then they went, lol, North American tour.
Yeah.
That was it. So they moved on.
And they're going to continue playing arenas
and I'm
all over
pretty
the
sure that
world.
tour's already sold out anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look. It probably is. Anyway, I came up with a question the other
yeah?
night because I was thinking, I don't know how I remember getting to this question. Oh, no, I remembered. Aborted dropped a new song.
Yeah.
And it bangs.
Okay.
Because I quite like Aborted. They're like a death metal band, but like they have breakdowns and stuff. Technically deathcore, but anyone in a Marduk shirt or Bloodstock would tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And then it made me remember, it was just like, Aborted were the first band that made me realise breakdowns were cool. So they have a song called The Origin of the Disease, where it's just like straight up just death metal. Then all of a sudden, it's just a sub drop and a breakdown. And the first time I heard that, it just blew my tiny little mind. So I just kind of went. So I think that's where my descent into being a metalcore dickhead that I am started. So I pitched the question to you: what was the first song that made you realize breakdowns were cool?
First song that made me realise that breakdowns were cool. You know what? It's a hard one for me because I was like, I've always been into like heavy music in inverted commas. Like grew up through like the pop punk stage and everything like that. But I was kind of like late to like the heavy metalcore game. So there's a lot of bands that like a lot of people were listening to that I weren't listening to. But a very good breakdown sticks in my mind, and that is Die Art is Murder.
Yeah.
Reign of Darkness, obviously, because it was like such a simple concept. It was just where it's like it's two notes and then the drums do a thing, and then two notes and then the drums do a thing, and it just makes it. But it's just so heavy at the same time with like literally nothing going on. And then we saw again arena, and then we saw that in an arena. And it blew the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, that breakdown is like one of my favorite breakdowns of all time.
It is like the breakdown. Like.
Yeah, because it's more because it's kind of like because it's got the chugs and then it's got like the drums in between, little flourishes, and that's just like.
And the production on it is nice enough that you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, like I think that's a big thing. Is like the production side of stuff is like mad important. Like not, I mean, it didn't used to be so much, but then again, that was just as good as it was. I think it's because we've hit such a point in the world now. Like we are literally sat with, you've got a MacBook, we've got 2 Rode pod mics and a Focusrite, and we're just sat in your living room.
Yeah.
So I think people expect better audio quality just as standard.
Now. But back when that was released, you had to be big enough to have that kind of audio quality.
Yeah, because it's like if you go back to like the early Data Remember stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say, like thinking back, actually, it probably was actually a Data Remember. I think of the Reign of Darkness one because that is like the breakdown.
Yeah,
but a Data Remember, like one of the first albums I heard. Well, I probably listened to the most was For Those Who Have Heart, and that was like their first venture into mixing pop punk, which is what everyone grew up on, and like the lighter emo stuff and heavy breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking because you're saying Reign of Darkness, that was way after when we were first in bands, like mid 2000s.
Well, but that's what I mean. I was kind of late to the metalcore game.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you were going to use Thy Art as a reference when we were first in bands and getting into it, because obviously, like, I was a little elitist piece of shit back when our first bands were kicking around Nottingham, and obviously you were in one of those Dundon bands. With the breakdowns and stuff. So Thy Art at that time would have been like whore to a chainsaw.
but my introduction into like metalcore and everything like that, or like proper, I was going to say proper metalcore, but like not like classic metal as you'd say, or like not pop punk or anything like that. Was being in one of those bands.
Yeah,
I was just completely introduced to that whole world by joining one of those bands.
Yeah, it depended on like who you hung around with, because obviously like, you hung around with people who were into like the core stuff with like all the breakdowns, whereas like I didn't hang out with those sort of people at all. Like there's a few people kind of got into it, like I said, like on one of the last episodes, like it was a guy who handed me a Pantera and a Body Count album.
Nice.
And then another guy who was like unironically listened to Mayhem and Dark Funeral.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then like other people I hung out with who were massive elitists, which really skewed my view of stuff. Like, he was like, you have to hate things because of the subgenre, which is a very, very silly mindset.
I know people like that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're really difficult to deal with.
They walk among us and they vote. But yeah, so I wasn't into all of that stuff. So even though my band would play with those core bands, because we have played gigs together, even though we didn't speak to each other at all. And it's like, I'd just be like, I don't like any of these bands because they have breakdowns. And now I'm just like, I fucking love breakdowns.
Yeah, breakdowns are so good.
But I think it's just dead funny, like the way that happened. But which is also kind of weird because like my first band kind of transformed into a new metal band because we got a bassist who really liked Mudvayne.
Nice.
It was absolute insanity. So it made no sense why I was hating on stuff when we were also being weird. But
in a similar vein, though, I spent a lot of time not appreciating bands with lots of blast beats in them.
Yeah,
well.
no, I think...
Because even as a musician and a drummer growing up, you hear blast beats, and even though I couldn't play at that speed, you go, there's actually naively you go, there's actually very little skill involved in a blast beat because it's just, you know what I mean? But it's just speed.
Well, yeah,
It's like someone training to be a sprinter.
Yeah.
It's just speed, but then you get older and you go, actually, no, blast beats are can be incredibly complex.
Yeah, I mean, being able to blast is just difficult.
And there was a point, like in the last sort of like 5 or 6 years, where like my opinion of blast beats completely turned, and then went now I like bands that do it all the time, or like just 5 minutes of just machine guns.
You mean like that last Despised Icon album?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, how many blast beats do you want? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is just wild in. I mean, to be fair, it's like with the whole production quality stuff, edging into I might get cancelled territory.
Okay, I'm ready.
Black metal.
Oh dear. Yeah.
So, because it's like a podcast I used to listen to ages ago, before they swapped around members and got boring. No hate. I just dropped off. But they used to that's how I actively was aware of new albums that came out and stuff, which is probably something I should probably dip my toe back into again. Whereas I'm only just listening to metalcore at the moment, which is
all of your Spotify suggestions.
Yeah, all my
just
Spotify
the same bands.
First of all, fuck the Spotify DJ at the moment. He's
Really?
winding me fucking nutting because he keeps going. So it's like the stuff that I actually listen to. Cool, it's like. And here's all the stuff that's popping off in the indie charts. Like, I don't listen to indie.
I get that. It's just like, here's the top 10 songs in the UK right now. I'm like,
okay, so if it's happening to you,
it's happening to
me.
everyone.
It's happening to everyone. That is an industry plant right there.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, Spotify has a very good algorithm thing for all of its users.
Yep.
So it should know for a goddamn fact that for a man who spent...
Get this right. So I was on the way home the other day and I went, I can't decide what to listen to. I'm going to stick to Spotify DJ on. And it pops up and it goes, here's, I think it said, here's Make Them Suffer, like Void of Vision, bands like that.
Yeah.
It played Make Them Suffer, Void of Vision, and then switched promptly to Hans Zimmer. I went, first of all, time from Inception bangs, but also I was listening to Void of Vision. Where did my Void of Vision go?
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna move away from the Spotify DJ because it's starting to do my head in.
It was a bit of a novelty at the start,
Yeah.
and it's kind of cool how it basically got it right for the first.
Yeah, and now it's just cycling like the same 2-3 songs, and that's annoying me.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was like mid rant, it has everyone's algorithms down to a T. Yeah. So in what goddamn world do you and me need to be suggested the top indie songs in the UK right now?
Yeah, or whatever's in the charts.
Like, I kind of get it because like it's not like I hate indie music. No. I do listen to it on occasions when I'm with my mates and stuff. But that's not what I pay for Spotify for.
Yeah.
I literally have an entire thing of just like, here is all the heavy stuff I want to listen to. I don't want to listen to whatever that all-girl indie band was called, something Tea Party or something. No.
To be fair, I now go back to like the daily mixes.
Yeah, I need to go
the daily mixes like are usually probably closer than this Spotify DJ gets to what I want to listen to.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, thanks for listening to that ad that Spotify's paid us for. Yeah, so as I was saying, I should probably try and like go back. I might start doing that thing where I go back into older bands I haven't listened to in a while.
Yeah.
Like, I spent like a couple of months like listening to like Nile and Cannibal Corpse and stuff just to kind of branch my horizons a bit more.
So one thing that I heard someone somewhere say this, I can't remember. A good thing to sometimes do is to, when you scroll down on an artist that you like on Spotify and it goes, other people listen to these artists or like similar artists, basically like that. You go down, you find a band that you've not heard of or an artist you've not heard of, and then you repeat the same again. So then you scroll down on this artist, you find another name that you've not heard of, and keep going for like 5 times.
Yeah.
And then the 5th band that you end up on, just put their top 5 songs on and see if you enjoy it.
No, fair enough. That's a good one. I mean, also the same thing as like being a musician. What was I listening to the other day when they spoke about it? Oh, right. I'm gonna finish my thing about the production quality bit and black metal.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna come on to this next tangent.
Oh yeah, we were talking about black metal and production quality. We'll come back to Spotify.
Does anyone actually enjoy listening to this? If you do, please let us
know.
Please let us know and leave a comment.
We're going to keep doing them regardless, but please let us know.
And also, you can rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
We can, yeah.
I mean, you should.
Yeah, you should.
I've rated ourselves.
I have.
There is no rules.
I've listened to every episode.
Yeah, same. Because I love the sound of my own voice. But yeah, so anyway, so the thing with like production quality is because of this podcast I listened to, they were like, it was like the same episode where I found out about the Despised Icon album.
Oh, yeah.
Where they went, oh my God, I really like Despised Icon now because it was stupid. It was also when Mayhem dropped an album.
Okay.
And while this was happening, I had like a really long drive because I was going away for work. So I was just like, well, I've got this long ass drive. So let's just start racking up these albums. So I listened to the Mayhem album that came out. It was In Diablo, whatever it was. Something. It's got a funny demon looking dude on the cover.
Yeah.
It's like black and gold. It could be any black metal album, but you know, Satan.
Standard black metal.
Standard black metal. And you know what? Because the production quality wasn't gash, It was all right.
Yeah, I'm like that. It's Behemoth's one of those.
Yeah, Behemoth, like the newer Behemoth stuff,
Yeah.
really good. Older Behemoth.
When it sounds like been recorded in a bin at the bottom of a swamp.
Yeah, there is. I think there's like one album which is like kind of old, but like just before. I think it was like one or two before they dropped the one with the Fire and the Void on it. The one where they blew up.
No idea.
That one.
Like,
It's got a white album cover, but essentially like. There's a song called Slave Saucer, which is like one of my favorite Behemoth songs. The song mixing and production-wise sounds like it's been compressed through a bin.
Yeah.
But the song still goes hard.
Yeah.
So like it's a bit of a toss-up, but for the most part, if the production quality is ass on a band's earlier albums, I will probably just ignore it. Like earlier Creator, no chance.
Yeah, there's a lot of bands. There's only a couple where I know the songs are really good and probably helped by the fact that I've seen live, but where their older stuff, it doesn't sound great. I'm probably mainly talking about While She Sleeps in their first EP, because The North Stands for Nothing banked, but it was recorded in a shed in Sheffield, and that's why it doesn't sound as great as some of their newer stuff. But I have seen While She Sleeps loads live, and it does help. Yeah, it does help me know that the songs actually bang. But if I found those songs today, this is what I mean. Like that was like songs like North Stands for Nothing and Crows was sort of like early metalcore listening for me. So
Yeah, and
it's that helps. But if I found that sound quality today in a new band, I'd be like, it for me. It's at this point, it's not like having the money to make yourself sound like that, because we've just discussed, we can sit here with a couple of Rode Pod mics and a Focusrite and a laptop and make a semi-professional sounding podcast.
Anyone who's willing to put the time in, because I've seen a few people comment like you can just get Reaper, which is free.
Yeah.
And a lot of the plugins in the box of Reaper, like your compressors, all your bog standard stuff, compressors, reverb, etc. If you learn how to use those, you can essentially like you're fine.
It's not a money thing anymore. Like, I mean, it can be a money thing, but it's more of like, yeah, I can tell if it sounds better, I can be like, yeah, I can tell this band's put the time and effort in to make. If they're a smaller band, I can tell that the band's taken the time and effort to put the time in to make this sound good. So I'm going to give it more of a time of day, because because we know what goes into making these kind of things. And if it sounds like ass, I know that they've just recorded it on Audacity.
Yeah, I mean, there is some stuff where, like, if it doesn't sound like totally amazing production-wise, but the songs are just hard.
There's certain it doesn't have to be like crystal clear, amazing quality, but if it sounds like it's been recorded in a bin, odds are I'm probably not going to listen. Yeah, because I mean, again.
Some of the first Gloom in the Corner stuff, the production quality is not amazing, but the songs are just that good. But my point of that one is, so in terms of like modern, it doesn't sound amazing. I mean, as long as it doesn't sound like a Data Remembers first album or the early Mayhem, you'll probably get a pass.
Yeah, that's
basically, if it doesn't sound like absolute
just
trash,
sound like you've put like enough effort in. Like, I know that sometimes it can be hard to come by this equipment and record it, and it does take a little bit of startup money, but
the game's the game.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell that it's been recorded on Audacity through like a
really cheap
20 quid microphone, and you're micing up your Line 6 Spider.
Yeah, cool. Right, on my next bit.
I might have just dicked on a lot of bands there.
The Line 6 Spider was cool, okay?
It was.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there. I realised I got a message off Beth just like, oh, did you remember to do those things that you agreed to do, like order our mate's present for next week? And I was like, no, I forgot. Sorry. And I'm like, I'll do it later.
Fair enough.
So this is what it's like if your mate's for me. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to do like a million things at once. But yeah, I've started listening to a country podcast.
You've started listening to a country podcast?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was where this was going, but okay, let's go.
To be fair,
what's this about?
The reason why we should get there is like it actually had like a really interesting bit, because it's It's a country podcast done by two dudes who love hunting.
Oh, right, okay, yeah,
And they
yeah,
live
yeah.
in like fucking Missouri or something.
Proper Americans.
Yeah, but it's sponsored by iHeartRadio, which have a whole monopoly on podcasts in the States, and this TV show which is on Netflix called Meat Eater.
Meat Eater.
It's about hunting.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
So,
America.
I only found it because a podcast that I was listening to, I think it was Ice-T's Daily Game,
Okay,
because that's a podcast.
Yeah.
Ice-T's Daily Game. Thoroughly recommend.
fair enough. I might have to check it out.
It's motivational quotes of Ice-T on the daily.
Yeah, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
But yeah, because everything's loaded with advertisements, which annoys the ever-loving hell out of me. But I apologise if we ever put advertisements on things, because the game's the game.
I'm just going to do it at the start and tell people where they can skip to.
You can skip them.
Yeah.
So it's bless. That would definitely
only if you pay for premium, though.
you cracking your knuckles definitely got picked up on the mic. Damn.
Well done, Road.
But yeah, so there was just this targeted ad, and it was just like, do you like country music and hunting and listen to God's country? And I was just like, I do like a bit of country music, and I do like the idea of like ridiculous American things. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. So the two hosts are brothers or cousins. They got the same last name.
Probably the same thing.
America.
Yep.
And so they're actually like country songwriters.
Yeah.
So like that's their bread and butter. But they also love hunting. And the reason why they got this podcast is because they went on a hunt and they ended up bumping into the guy who's the producer for that Meat Eater hunting show.
Okay, right, yeah.
And then they got chatting, and he just went, well, I want to set up a podcast about the stuff that we all like. Do you guys want to be on it? And that's basically it. So, and they have like country artists on as guests.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm only through the first episode, and I am hooked at how outrageously American it is.
Oh, it sounds like just stupidly. It sounds like Team America.
It's proper like the guest artist they had him was like a country singer.
Yeah.
And he's had like loads of number ones in the country chart.
This is what fascinates me about country music is that there is a whole world of country artists where they have like hundreds of thousands of fans that we've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like at all. It just doesn't make it over here. Like
No, it does.
Sometimes.
No,
some
it does.
of them do.
Yeah, some of them do. And you know where they also go to, as I learned from this guest they had? Australia.
Yeah.
This guy was talking about how he got offered to hunt kangaroos.
Fair enough, yeah.
Which is wild to me.
Yep.
So yeah, but this guy's also got like 600 kids because God. But you know, it was really interesting, like hearing the perspectives of singer-songwriters from a country perspective.
Yeah.
Mad. But the main bit where I got off, which is how I got onto this mad tangent, but I had to prelude it with I've been listening to Yeehaw Radio.
Okay.
Is basically they said it's just like, oh, so what kind of stuff inspires you? And he just started listing off a load of names that I have no idea who they are. And he said the best thing you can kind of do as an artist is not only should you listen to the artist that you like, you need to listen to the artist that they like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was just like, also he was like talking about going back and looking like at blues stuff and stuff like that. And I was just like, which is kind of what got me to my previous statement about how I need to go back and listen to older metal bands and stuff that I used to listen to, because I think we've got into a bit of a rut with modern metal. Is either people are trying to push boundaries in the wrong way, like do you remember when everyone tried to be like Bring Me the Horizon?
Yep.
And it went badly for everyone, well, for most people. Who did it? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
And so I think then everyone's trying to copy what's the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
And then trying to put their own spin on it, which isn't necessarily the worst idea, but it's also kind of like, what if you just went somewhere else?
Yeah.
And just kind of went, oh yeah, like one of the songs that we've got coming out is so left of field.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That we're not going to say what it is, but the left of field and the references should never have been allowed. But I think that's a better way of doing it, because it's stuff that people won't expect. Because instead of pigeonholing yourself into a set genre, like you can only be a metalcore band if you sound like Architects off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like and stuff like that. It's just like. Or if you just want to be a deathcore band who just pigeonhole yourselves, and then you But then there's bands in that scene, like Whitechapel, who have gone, hey, we've got clean singing now.
Yeah. And Brand of Sacrifice have clean singing as well, but they are like one of the heaviest.
Yeah.
But this is why, on that, I really like bands like Northlane and Spirit Box so much. Because if you listen to modern Northlane, their genre is Northlane.
Yeah.
You can't put it in anything else. Like,
Yeah, it's just like,
it's just
lol,
completely different.
we've done an EP with a drum and bass man.
Yeah,
and we've got loads of electronic elements, and we're just going to do what we want.
Yeah, and John, their guitarist, is like, lol, I'm a dance producer now, so I'm just going to do that with Northlane as well. And if you actually listen to like the instrumental versions, because they're Northlane and they put out the instrumental versions, because of course not. But it sounds like dance music with guitars.
Yeah.
It's like nothing I've ever heard of before. If you take the vocals out of it, it's still interesting.
Yeah, which I think is like really which is really good. It shows that the songs themselves can stand up.
Yeah.
Which is weird when other bands do instrumental versions that make zero sense. Like I spent most of the day listening to Body Count because that's just where I'm at today. And I realized that Body Count dropped an instrumental version of their last album.
That was interesting timing. That was my phone. I did not realise that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a... I feel like it's a bit counterproductive for a band like Body Count to drop instrumentals.
Yeah, well,
because...
definitely in their genre, Body Count is Ice-T what he'd be doing anyway, but with guitars over the top, realistically.
Yeah,
they're a new metal band. Like
they are just like a new metal. They're just a metal band. But they are good. But like the whole point of them having instrumentals just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Like I'm sure there's another band that I listened to that did something similar. I think it was like Signs of the Swarm or someone. Oh no, it was Distant. They did an instrumental one, which is just deathcore.
Yeah, because
like
the half the point of Distant is the vocals.
Yeah,
it'd be like, although saying that, I was about to say it'd be like Lorna Shore doing instrumental versions, but Lorna Shore have instrumental versions, and they're still all right.
I think it's definitely a hit and miss. It's definitely a hit and miss decision. Which realised that I completely forgot about something. Because there's one thing on the news that once again I saw people complaining on Twitter, metalcore Twitter. Yeah. It's always metalcore Twitter. Because this is what reminded me of the instrumental stuff and taking the vocals away and doing something different with it. Bad Omens dropped a song this week.
Did they?
But it doesn't feature Noah, the vocalist, at all.
Okay, strange.
It's got that last Poppy.
Oh, okay.
On it, which then led to a lot of Bad Omens fangirls going, "Oh, this isn't a Bad Omens song because Noah's not on it." And people going, "You don't realize that Bad Omens is all of them."
Yeah.
Right, like
and not just Noah.
And not just.
So I thought, as a bit of an activity. Speaking of questions, I have found, you're Mr. Metalcore.
Yeah.
I found a metalcore quiz that you can do. I'm going to score you.
Why is there a metalcore quiz?
I just literally Googled it. It's 11 questions, and I have read through of it. Some of them are aimed at you. But
aimed at me?
Maybe. Like you'll see what I mean. I have read through the answers. They are interesting questions, I promise. So I wanted to test your metalcore knowledge.
Just extra doubt.
Yeah, this is really it's a little bit left of field.
Yeah,
but we'll go. Game show time. Dun dun dun.
Should we like putting a little
Stephen Bond? Welcome to Mastermind and your chosen specialist topic, metalcore.
Could you imagine if I actually did that?
I mean, you probably could actually.
I don't think I could though.
There was a guy that did drum and bass music and did really well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
he was just like some ravehead that just went on Mastermind.
Is Mastermind on the BBC?
I can't remember if it. I think it is. Yeah,
they've got no goddamn clue. I could probably ace it. Yeah. All right.
But yeah. So question one.
Yeah.
These are all multiple choice, by the way.
Geez.
So
okay, multiple choice gives me a bit more hope.
Yeah. What year did metalcore begin? Or what
my choices?
So, A, 1987.
Yeah.
B, 2002.
No, that's wrong.
C, 1995.
Okay, so here's the problem. Is it metalcore as we know it? Who's made this quiz?
I don't know. It's a random one on the internet.
Okay. So this could
but I'll only accept the answer that's on the chart.
This could go either way for me. So my choices are 95, 87, or 2002.
This does have an explanation after it, so I will read this out.
I don't think it's 2002. I think it's going to technically be 95.
Correct.
Yeah.
95. So, metalcore began in 1995, and this is today I realised that I am as old as metalcore.
You were born to be metalcore.
This is the year that many bands within the genre started to gain popularity to release influential albums.
Such as?
So it says metalcore combines elements of heavy metal, hardcore punk, and characterized by aggressive guitar riffs, breakdowns.
Because what does the core and metalcore stand for, Alex?
Hardcore, yes, I know the answer to the question now. Bands like Converged, Earth Crisis, Killswitch Engage, all emerged with in that kind of
then
time.
I would like
time frame.
I would like to then retract my statement and say that question is wrong, because there are bands that came way before them, like Poison the Well and Misery Signals.
Fair enough, but
because I knew
the answer. It's on the thing.
I
Stephen.
knew it would do this, where it would go. Well, yeah, because a Killswitch Engage. I mean, Converge is a good one.
This one is a bit of a. This is a
this
less
is
subjective
the thing. People literally think metalcore literally started when Killswitch Engage existed. It happened way before that for bands that people completely forgot about. Because I did a deep dive on this because I am sad. I really need to go outside.
Anyway, question 2.
Listen to Poison the Well, they're sick.
You did get it right, though. So,
yeah.
During a breakdown, you A, mosh, B, throw down, or C, two-step.
All of the above.
This is metalcore we're talking
All
about.
of the above.
Incorrect. Care to have another guess?
Is it throwdown?
It is throw down,
It's
yes,
all
correct.
of the above. Depends on how the breakdown's going.
Yeah, this is what I mean. But we're talking metalcore here.
Yeah, but
anyway,
you're asking the man who in the middle of Kingslayer last week was two-stepping, so fight me.
that is a two-step bit, though.
It is a two-step.
I will agree with you. It is all of the above. But the answer we were looking for was B, throw down, because that's what I have on the page. Question 3: when someone yells "circle pit," you A, flail your arms and legs hoping to maim or destroy.
Adam Clark.
Yep. B, do jumping jacks.
Adam Clark.
Or C, run in a circle playing metal, follow the leader.
It's running a circle.
Yeah, that one's an obvious one. Correct.
But it
answer
has
is
to
C.
always be anti-clockwise. Circle pits can never go clockwise.
That is true. I have only ever seen circle pits go anti-clockwise.
I've tried to do. We've tried to test it once many moons ago at Bloodstark. It doesn't feel right.
Why do you think it is? Do you think people when they face the crowd just running to their right?
Because constantly anti-clockwise, you're running around left. It's essentially NASCAR.
Yeah.
You just keep turning left. But when you've tried,
but you turn to face right to initially start going that way.
Yeah. So if you try to run clockwise, it feels wrong for some reason. Oh my god, I think I've got it.
What's that?
You know, which way does water go down the drain?
I don't know which way does water go
it's
down.
It's the Coriolis effect.
Is it?
What if it's that? Which means that circle pits in Australia go the other way.
Maybe we'll find out.
We're gonna have to test this.
Right,
Quick,
okay.
get me some footage from Australia. What way do your circle pits go?
Anyway, question 4: who is your favourite metalcore band?
That's
A,
not a question.
Yes, it is. It's on the page. A, The Chariot. B, Parkway Drive. C, Under Oath. And there is a correct answer to this.
The correct answer is going to be Parkway Drive, isn't it?
Correct. It is Parkway Drive.
The Chariot are a fucking joke, though. I saw a video of them playing Australia on somebody's roof.
Yeah.
Absolute mad lads.
I get. Yeah, so.
Who made this quiz?
I don't know.
I will find
the
you.
internet, Stephen.
I will find you.
Question 5: what vocal style do you prefer? Again,
it's going to be fry screaming, isn't it?
Again, think metalcore.
It's going to be fry screaming.
A, pig squeals.
No.
B, operatic.
No.
C, demons from hell.
None of those are techniques, I swear, for the love of Christ. It's Demons from Hell, isn't it?
It is demons from hell, yes.
None of those are
You're doing pretty
techniques.
well at this quiz so far. Maybe you are living up to your man of metalcore name.
Oh, I hate myself so much.
I
I don't even know what vocal techniques I do, and I'm sat here criticising a fucking BuzzFeed quiz.
So it's not even BuzzFeed. It's worse. It's like beta BuzzFeed. So there is an explanation on this answer. It says the question asks preferred vocal style, and Demons for Hell is a response that suggests a preference for dark, intense, and powerful vocal style.
That's
Anyway,
that's not real.
This is the one that I thought was aimed at you.
Oh my god!
All right, question 6.
What are the lyrics about? Being sad.
No. What do you wear to a show?
Oh my god!
A, skinny jeans and a t-shirt, dyed black hair and your mum's makeup.
I buy my own makeup. I actually own more makeup than my mum. Fuck you. That was such a random outburst.
Yep. Cool.
Fuck my life.
B, chains and spikes. Or C, doesn't matter what you wear, you're out to enjoy the show.
I mean, the correct answer is C, but the answer's going to be A, isn't it?
The correct answer is C.
Oh, good.
Because metalcore is an inclusive community.
It's an inclusive community. To be fair, the correct answer of what do you wear to a metalcore show, it's a windbreaker and a man bag.
Yes, now it is, yeah.
that if you clock a bunch of dudes wearing Vans skinny jeans and a windbreaker, you're probably going to lose some teeth.
Yeah, and or a t-shirt of the band that you're there to see, and like 10% of the time a t-shirt of the band that you're not there to see.
But it's within the same genre.
But it's within the same genre, so you get away with it.
And the guy's got stretched ears.
Yeah.
And a hand tattoo, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got a beanie that's like this. But it's like all the way up here and dead small.
The dappy beanie.
Yeah, the dappy beanie.
Okay. Question 7. You love to hear the guitars A, solo all day. B, have a technical yet brutal variety.
Nope.
C, do solid chugs.
Solid chugs.
Incorrect.
It's B, isn't it?
B, have a technical yet brutal variety. This is metalcore we're talking about.
Nah,
Stephen.
it's just...
I think, to be fair, I'm not saying who wrote this quiz. I think this quiz is like a fair few years old. Because metalcore has evolved into just solid chugs.
No, not really. It's like stuff like Fit for a King, Silent Planet.
Yeah, no.
The New Currents.
Yeah.
Like metalcore as its base has a good mix of riffy bit, chuggy bit, guitar solo.
Yeah, which is what it should be.
Yeah, it's not like when it went
because we're an inclusive...
we're an inclusive genre.
Anyway.
Sam Carter said so.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that.
Anyway, the drummer should... A, single kick gets me by. B, triplets and fills. C, blast beats.
Well, it's B, triplets and fills.
Correct. B is triplets and fills.
Blast beats are also fun.
Blast beats are also fun.
And but single kick gets me by for in Kubla Khan.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But blast beats sort of push Kubla Khan. You could push towards the edge of being like possibly a hardcore band.
They are just a hardcore band, straight up.
Even though they say they're not, but
I mean,
anyway.
Metalcore. And what does the core stand for in metalcore?
Yeah, hardcore, yeah. and blast beats kind of pushes it towards deathcore instead. So
yeah, I mean, ultimately, the whole point of having the subgenres is just so you know roughly what a band sounds like.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to then fence yourself off. The whole point is we're all supposed to just be metalheads.
Yeah,
that's
we
literally
are
the
like like these bands that we talk about are just subgenres of metal.
Yeah, it's more like what does your band sound like? Oh, we're like. Grind. Oh, I know what that sounds like. That's literally the whole point of a subgenre.
But it's always the thing where, you know, when like if you meet someone for the first time, or like you're small talking with someone that you're like an acquaintance with, or like what have you, and you get onto the subject of what music you into. There's always the stages, isn't there? There's always the like I like a lot of things, but like I guess. I said this the other day. I met someone like in a different team at work or whatever. And we were chatting, and he goes, "Oh, what kind of music are you into?" And I go, "I quite like a lot of things, but like I'd probably say that my main thing is maybe metal." And he goes, "Oh, what kind of metal?" And you go, "Okay, this guy's let's just like maybe like
then you kind of go,
and then you go like probably mainly like metalcore." And he goes, "Oh yeah, okay." I'm like, right. This guy's in. He knows. If they go, are you talking like AC/DC or are you talking like, here you go, this person's not in. Like
the way that it always happens to me is people just, it's mainly in the work environment, it's just like, oh, so you listen to metal? I'm like, yeah. It's like, what kind of stuff? It's like, and I just kind of go, oh, you know, like Slayer. And they're like, oh, I know that name.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, let's just leave it at that. And then just move on.
Anyway, question 9. After a show, you A, get drunk and pass out.
Yes.
B, you don't make it to the end of the show. C, head to Denny's. Is American.
What the fuck is up, Denny's? Denny's food
head to Denny's for the after party show. And D, one or more of the above.
Is it D?
Yeah, correct answer. One or more of the above.
What does B, mate? You don't make it to the end of the show. Does that mean you get fucking KO'd by a spinny?
It could be, or you because the show's on a Wednesday night, you have to make it to your last bus.
You have to bounce.
Yeah, you have to bounce for your last bus to make it home. Could it be any one of the above? For me personally, it's the head to Denny's option.
I mean, the fact that Denny's like open, like we have to tolerate a bad Mackey's in a service station. If we're lucky, the Mackey's. Yeah. Why can't we have a Denny's? Oh no, because we live in England, we're not allowed nice things. But like getting some like hash browns at like midnight would be absolutely top tier.
Yeah,
do
absolutely.
You want some midnight pancakes after the show?
Yeah, absolutely, I do.
Exactly. What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Yeah, exactly. This question makes me know actually quite how old it probably is.
Oh god.
Because it says you have $10. You only have $10. It's American. You only have $10. You buy A, gas, petrol.
Yeah.
B, food.
Yeah.
C, ticket to August Burns Red.
What world does a ticket to August Burns Red a tenner?
Exactly. This is my point.
In 2010. I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy a ticket to August Burns Red.
No, I mean they're not a bad band, and they are pretty heavy and they're pretty good, but it's not one that I actually listen to.
I never got on with them. Like, no. I could get some food.
Yeah, the correct answer is actually C, though. Obviously, buy a ticket to the metalcore show.
What even is August Burns Red's most popular album? I literally don't know. Let's pull up Spotify.
I don't know. They did that Christmas album once. That was quite good. Just because it was just...
I mean, yeah, that's a laugh.
I mean, when you drop a fat breakdown in the middle of Frosty the Snowman.
I literally don't... Was it Phantom Anthem?
To be honest, I don't even recognise the name. That's probably quite bad. But
what is a Whitewash? I think I know Whitewashed. Yeah, that was on a album called Constellations. Is that one?
Oh yeah. I've seen the picture.
2009.
Nice.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, that was probably that quiz was made in 2000.
So,
mate.
Question 11, final question.
11? Why enter an odd number? That's so
I don't know.
close.
They probably run out of questions about metalcore. Let's be honest. Anyway,
what is the size of Adam D's testicles?
I don't know.
That's probably one.
You're bleeding profusely from the head because A,
God, fucking
you're
elbow.
a mosher. B, you passed out drunk in the bathroom and hit your head on the toilet. Or C, your spin kick failed.
It's gonna be A because that's actually happened to me. I caught an elbow in City once.
A, your final answer?
Yeah, it's gonna be C, isn't it?
It's C because your spin kick failed.
Whereas I've never actually spin kicked properly, but I have had my eyebrow split open to hate breed. That says everything you need to know about me as a person.
So that was the random metalcore quiz I found on the internet.
I
hope you enjoyed it. I googled metalcore quiz.
Oh my god, it's already deathcore. Let's see if there's a deathcore quiz, and I'm gonna make you do it.
You're gonna make me do it. Okay, if you can find one within the next 30 seconds, I'll do it.
I think I can. Oh, this is the first one from Quotov. No, that's shit. No, it might be actually. How well do you know deathcore?
I'm going to be really bad at this.
And I'm going to do it all in this accent.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm not doing it. Which is the... Oh, this is really good at age it. Oh, my God. Which is the most well-known deathcore band? You've got multiple choices.
Okay.
Carnifex, The Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh, God.
Whitechapel, and Suicide Silence.
I'm going to go with Suicide Silence.
It didn't tell me if you were right or not. So
okay, well, I guess we'll get to the. I'm guessing it'll give it at the end.
Actually, this is relatively new because of one of the names that's here. So this is going to get interesting.
Okay,
you might have.
I'm still gonna if it's relative. I'm still gonna say Suicide Silence.
Yeah. So okay. So question 2. This actually shows this is a relatively newer quiz.
Yeah.
Who is considered the godfather of deathcore? Bozeman, Will Ramos, Dallas Taylor, or Mitch Lucker?
The Godfather
of deathcore.
I'm going to say Bozeman.
Bozeman. Cool. I agree. What is the most prominent aspect of deathcore music? Technical guitar playing, complex drumming, low guttural vocals, blast beats.
Ooh, all of the above.
Unfortunately, that's not an answer.
I'm going to say the vocals, guttural vocals.
We'll never know. I don't like that it doesn't tell me.
No.
What is the difference between death metal and deathcore?
The breakdowns. Is that one of the options? Because that is the difference.
I mean, that is literally the difference. Deathcore is more melodic and less heavy. Death metal is slower and more atmospheric. Deathcore incorporates elements of hardcore punk into the music.
I wonder
because
which
what does
one
the
that
core-
is.
And death metal does not have clean vocals. Death
Yeah.
metal does have clean vocals. Because
Yeah.
what does the core...
I'm going to go with answer C or 3.
Yeah.
It includes elements of hardcore punk and other genres.
Right, this one is... I don't actually know any of these. This is
Do
really bad.
you know what's funny is that... So, the joke, obviously, we say now is that what is the core in metalcore stand for? It's hardcore. And we always say what defines metalcore is basically metal but with breakdowns. But in what hardcore song have you ever heard an actual breakdown?
I think this is something we're going to have to go away and research
Yeah.
because I think it's more like a lot like the halftime two-step bits from hardcore punk.
This
so
is what I mean.
It's essentially the down tempo section.
Yeah.
But obviously it's just been ramped up to go dun dun dun.
Yeah, all right, yeah, fair
But
enough.
it's like if you listen to like some old Dead Kennedys or something where like dun 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 dun, dun when everyone start two-stepping and stuff, and like Bad Brains and shit.
Yeah.
Stuff
Anyway.
like that. Anyway, I digress. I know a lot about music. This is really bad. Okay, what is the name of this deathcore album that is considered a classic in the genre? I do not know any of these albums.
Okay.
Which is concerning. The Divine Conspiracy, The Plot Sickens, The California Bloodbath, The Disease of the Anointed.
I know none
I
of
don't know
them
any of
either.
them.
I'm gonna go with what was read them again.
The Divine Conspiracy,
It's not that.
The Plot Sickens,
It's not that.
The California Bloodbath,
Might be that.
The Disease of the Anointed.
I'm gonna go with the disease of the anointed.
Because it's got the silliest title.
Yeah.
Let's go. What is the name of the deathcore band that is known for its use of electronic elements in their music? Rings of Saturn, As Blood Runs Black, Chelsea Grin, Enterprise Earth.
I want to say Rings of Saturn.
For those of you who are not watching the video version of this podcast, me and Alex just gave each other a very funny look.
Yeah.
Because we have no idea what's
I'm
going
gonna
on.
say it's not Chelsea. Oh no, Chelsea. I'm thinking of like early days of
You're
Chelsea
thinking
Grin.
of early Chelsea.
I'm
Grin.
going to say Chelsea Grin though, because Chelsea Grin, in more recent times, have added electronic elements.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Chelsea Grin.
Boop. Which band exploded in popularity in 2021? Lorna Shore, Angel Maker, Suicide Silence, Chelsea Grin.
Lorna Shore.
Lorna Shore. Was this quiz good? Yes. No.
No.
It was decent. It could have been better. It was the worst quiz ever. Other.
I mean, well, is this one of the answers that I can get a point to?
I don't know. But this is part of the quiz.
Is it not going to? Yeah, put yes then, because then I'll get more points.
No, I think we need to be honest. We need to tell this man.
What are the options?
Yes. No. It was decent. It could have been better. It was the worst quiz or other.
It was decent. Like, it wasn't.
I was going to like
top
other and
tier.
be like, shall we just click
Other,
see
and
if
tell us the goddamn answers.
No, and see if it gets us like give any feedback because they missed the most obvious thing. Dark AUS's deathcore in its purest form.
It is, yeah.
Right, other. There isn't.
Was there not an option?
There
for
wasn't
feedback?
another for feedback. You got 6 out of 8.
I got 6 out of 8. Okay, does it tell? Does
You
it
know
tell?
most things about deathcore.
Good.
Results.
I know most
answers.
things out of 8 things about deathcore.
Okay, I've actually got your answers.
Okay.
So question 1: the most well-known deathcore band, Suicide Silence. You got that right.
Excellent.
It doesn't actually tell you the answers. Oh my fucking Christ! It tells you if you're right or not.
What? That's even worse.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen
So
in my life.
which ones did I get wrong?
Okay. Apparently, Bozeman is not the godfather of deathcore.
Is it Ramos?
No, it couldn't be
No.
Ramos because he's only existed for like 2 years.
That's true. It was. Is it Mitch? Is it Mitch Lucker?
I think it might be that Dallas Taylor bloke. I think because I know who he is. We'll never know.
Anyway.
Low guttural vocals for the most prominent aspect. You got that right.
Yes.
Consider this is all subjective. None of this is really right.
Well, I kind of said all of the above, but it is just low gross. That's the thing that people would notice
Yeah.
most.
Difference between death metal and deathcore. It's the hardcore element. Congratulations.
Even though it's just the breakdowns.
The album that's considered a classic. You got that wrong, but we have no idea what the right answer is.
Any of them.
Electronic elements. It was indeed Chelsea Grin.
Yeah, because then I remember that there's more recent Chelsea Grin than just Recreant.
Which band exploded in popularity? It was obviously Lorna Shore.
Lorna Shore, because To the Hellfire.
And apparently Other was correct, so congratulations.
Okay,
mate.
good.
And we don't know what the answers are, ever.
Should we end it there?
I kind of want to go throw myself off a bridge after that.
So we'll end it there.
Yeah, because I've got nothing else.
Cool.
But yeah, so if you would like to send us quizzes and...
You know what? Yeah. If you send us random quizzes, one of us will read it out and the other will answer them. Or we'll get Connor on and we'll pit... And I'll pit you and Connor against each other or something like that.
It wouldn't be fair to do that to Connor. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be about like music. It could be about like Star Trek.
Oh God, I'd lose.
Exactly.
That's so
exactly.
one-sided.
Exactly.
Like,
What about like our other episode, like Red Dwarf? If I found like a Red Dwarf quiz, who would win out, you and Connor?
if I'm not doing the goal, we'd have to get Barry on for that one.
Yeah, we would. Or Dan Bradley.
Oh, Dan Bradley, yeah. Do the top 10 facts about Supermarket Sweep.
Yeah.
But it's got to be the series with Dale Winton, otherwise it doesn't count.
No, he does actually like Ryland Clark.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's actually quite a fan of Ryland.
Is Ryland Clark the one with the teeth?
Yeah, he's. I want to say he's a bit camp.
How do I remember that? I don't even think I've watched a single episode of Supermarket Sweep, and then I'm aware that it happened in British history.
Yeah, no, me too. Anyway.
This episode went into a complete nosedive.
Yeah, whatever.
Right. Take it easy.
In a bit of internet.